You probably noticed it. Your child watches the same show again and again, plays the same part of a game repeatedly, lines things up in the same way, or asks the same question over and over. And from the outside, it can look like they're stuck, like they're not moving on, not exploring enough, not doing something new. But what if that repetition isn't a problem? What if it's actually serving a purpose? Today, we're talking about why many children within the spectrum are drawn to repeatable patterns and what that might really mean. Before we begin, a quick reminder, we are not therapists or medical professionals. For individualized guidance, always consult qualified professionals. Today's topic is something many parents notice, but don't always fully understand. Repetition. Ready? Because this is Kind Parent Collective. Less perfect parent, more real one. Repetition isn't random. When a child repeats something over and over, it can be easy to assume it's just habit, or even something that needs to be stopped. But for many neurodivergent children, repetition is not random. It's intentional in a way that may not always be obvious from the outside. There's a reason they return to the same pattern, a reason they replay the same moment, a reason they repeat the same action, and often that reason is connected to how their brain processes the world. Predictability feels safe. One of the biggest reasons children within the spectrum are drawn to repeatable patterns is predictability. The world can feel overwhelming. Noises change, people react differently, environments shift without warning. But repetition is steady. It doesn't change unexpectedly. It creates a sense of control in a world that often feels unpredictable. When a child knows exactly what will happen next, their nervous system can relax, and that feeling of safety matters. The brain finds comfort in familiarity. There's also something deeply regulating about familiarity. When a child repeats the same show, the same movement, or the same pattern, their brain already knows what's coming. There's no need to process new information, no need to adjust to unexpected changes. This reduces cognitive load. It allows the brain to rest while still being engaged. So, what may look like doing the same thing over and over can actually be a way of managing mental energy. Repetition builds mastery. Another important piece that often gets overlooked is mastery. Many children repeat things because they are learning through repetition. They are refining, noticing details, understanding patterns more deeply each time. What looks repetitive from the outside may feel like progress from the inside. They may be exploring. What happens if I do this again? What changes if I adjust something slightly? What stays the same? Repetition allows them to build confidence in what they know. Emotional processing through repetition. Sometimes repetition is tied to emotion. A child may replay a scene, a phrase, or an action because it helps them process something they're feeling. It gives them a way to revisit and understand an experience. Especially for children who find it difficult to express emotions directly, repetition can become a form of processing, a way of working through something internally, even if it doesn't look that way from the outside. Sensory regulation plays a role. Repetitive behaviors can also be connected to sensory regulation. Certain movements or patterns may provide input that helps the child feel more balanced. The rhythm of repeating something, the visual order of patterns, the physical sensation of doing the same action. All of these can support the nervous system. It's not just about preference, it's about regulation. Why it can be misunderstood. From an outside perspective, repetition can sometimes be seen as limiting. People may worry that the child isn't exploring enough, that they're stuck, that they should be encouraged to move on. But this perspective often misses what repetition is doing for the child. It's not always avoidance, it's often engagement, just in a different way. And when we misunderstand it, we may try to interrupt something that's actually helping. When repetition becomes distressing. There are moments, however, when repetition can feel less flexible, when a pattern is disrupted and the reaction is intense, when the child feels unable to shift even when needed. In those cases, repetition may be tied to rigidity or anxiety, and that's when support may need to look a little different, not by removing the repetition entirely, but by gently expanding flexibility over time. Supporting without taking it away. One of the most helpful approaches is not to eliminate repetition, but to understand it, to observe what it provides, to see when it helps, and when it might need gentle support. Instead of stopping the behavior, some parents find it helpful to join it, to sit alongside, to notice the pattern, to connect through it, because connection often opens the door to flexibility in a way that control does not. Seeing the meaning behind the pattern. When we shift our perspective, repetition starts to look different. It's no longer just something a child does, it becomes something they use to regulate, to learn, to feel safe, to process. And when we see that meaning, our response changes. We become less focused on stopping the behavior and more focused on understanding what it's doing for them. When repetition is a way to connect. There's another side to repetition that often goes unnoticed. Sometimes it's not just about regulation or comfort, it's about connection. A child may repeat a line from a show, not just because they enjoy it, but because it's familiar and sharing it feels safe. They may replay the same interaction, ask the same question, or return to the same activity with you, not to be repetitive, but to recreate a moment that felt good, a moment that made sense, a moment where they felt understood. For some neurodivergent children, repetition becomes a bridge, a way to connect without the pressure of unpredictability, because spontaneous interaction can feel complex, but something repeated, that feels manageable. It gives them a script, a structure, a starting point. So when your child brings you into their repetition, whether it's watching the same scene, repeating the same phrase, or doing the same activity, it may actually be an invitation into their world. And when we recognize that, repetition stops feeling like something to move away from and starts becoming something we can move toward. Because sometimes connection doesn't come through something new. Sometimes it comes through something familiar. For many children within the spectrum, repeatable patterns are not a limitation. They are a tool, a way of navigating a world that can feel overwhelming, unpredictable, and intense. And when we understand that, we begin to respond differently, with more patience, more curiosity, more connection. Here at Kind Parent Collective, we believe that behavior makes more sense when we look beneath it, because what looks repetitive on the outside often has a purpose on the inside. And when we honor that purpose, we support our children in a way that truly meets them where they are.